Now we're going to be talking something very interesting, very, very important, because the world is truly indeed bright, and so saving your sight is an important thing to do. On the 12th of March, it was Glaucoma Day, World Glaucoma Day, but the entire week is being dedicated to World Glaucoma. And we're going to be having that conversation right now. I've been joined on the set this morning by Dr. Akofa Lassie, who is a member of the Young Ophthalmologist Group of Ophthalmological Society of Ghana and a specialist ophthalmologist with eye clinic in Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Then also Dr. Charles Kofi, medical director and specialist ophthalmologist with the Jiram Eye Clinic, Spintex, and he's the chair glaucoma working group of the Ophthalmological Society of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So, first of all, let's get this one out of the way. What is glaucoma, and why is it an important conversation for us to even be having?
All right. Thank you very much for the question. Glaucoma is a complex group of diseases, but it's actually associated with increased pressure in the eye, which then damages the optic nerve. So I just want to give a small demonstration so that everyone can see very well. So we see when light comes from outside, passing through the front part, which is the black part, we call the cornea, through the lens, and it's focused at the back, like it is here. And then from the back, the nerve takes it to the brain. So this nerve at the back is what gets affected when the pressure rises in there. The pressure is actually formed when something in front here, we call it ciliary body, produces water. The water passes here, comes out here, passes here, comes out here. The water actually gives food to the tissues here. But for some people, genetically, when they are growing, the place where the water passes to go out, that part begins to block. So it means the water is coming, but it's not going quickly. So the water stagnates here and causes pressure. The pressure pushes on this structure we call the lens. The lens pushes on something here we call vitreous. And that one finally pushes on the nerve. And the nerve begins to die. And when the nerve begins to die, that's what we call glaucoma. The only thing is that it is not painful. It doesn't itch. There are no symptoms. So that is why it's so dangerous.
So without warning, you just, your eye is gone. No warning.
No warning.
Wow. You said vitreous.
Yes.
Vitreous, is that vitreous humor, aqueous
Vitreous
humor?
humor, yes. So the water I was talking about is actually the aqueous humor. Just to make it simple, I said water. Right. The water is the aqueous humor which can't go out.
No, you just went to ginger some things from science classes.
Yes.
Okay. So how common is it in Ghana? That's one question. But is it also necessarily, do you see patterns geographically as you look around the world? You know, glaucoma, does it show up in other places more than others, and so on and so forth? You know, and how serious is it in Ghana?
Okay, so glaucoma is quite common in Ghana. Currently, data has it that we have about 500,000 people who have glaucoma. Whoa. And then it accounts for 20% of blindness currently in Ghana.
I see.
So by that I mean, if you take 5 people who are blind, one of them is likely to be from glaucoma. So that's how problematic glaucoma has become. When you talk about whether we find it in other parts of the world, yes, it is. But interestingly, in other parts of the world, you would find out that it is the people of African ancestry. By that I mean people who left the shores of Africa and relocated to other parts of the world. They are the main people afflicted.
I see.
And even in their afflictions, they get very severe disease. So you may find a Caucasian, you may find other people who may develop glaucoma. But more severe diseases recorded in people of African descent.
Wow. All right. So I guess with every disease, one of the things you want to know is whether you are getting it and how to catch it in the early stages. But with this one that is a silent one, there's no itching, there's no pain, there's nothing. What are the signs and symptoms?
You have already said there's no itching, there's no pain. So there's no sign and symptom. So the only thing is you have to get an early check. And actually, as Akofa was saying, to bring it to home, Ghana is the leading country in Africa with glaucoma.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we carry the African Cup when it comes to that.
When
one.
it comes to that
Yes,
one.
and it's not very good. So the only issue is that by the time you are 20 years as a Ghanaian, you have to get your eyes checked, whether you are feeling something or you are not feeling it.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can rule it out because there are no symptoms.
I see.
So once it's discovered early, glaucoma can be treated. It can be treated. The only difference is that is the treatment for a lifetime. So you have to be treated. Like I told you, the aqueous is being produced and it's not able to go out well. And so long as you are alive, the aqueous will be produced to feed the eye.
Yes.
So you have to treat it for life. So that's what many people don't have to understand.
Yeah.
And then the good thing is that what's important is that glaucoma treatment does not improve vision. Yes.
So why are we doing it?
To keep the vision.
Okay.
If you don't do it, it
Okay.
will progress to become blind.
Okay.
So sometimes some people have glaucoma, they have been diagnosed with glaucoma, they are being treated. You know, you can treat it with drops or you can do surgery.
Okay.
So they use the drop for some time, say I'm tired. Every day doctor says I should use this drop. I'm using it, I'm not seeing any change. And they get tired and they give up. And then they become blind. 2 years down the line, they come to the clinic and they are blind. So that's something that's we need to understand.
Wow. I see. Now, you're saying that treatment for life, if you do surgery, do you have to go back and do surgery again? Or do you do surgery and then treat with something else?
If you, okay, go ahead.
So the treatment, it's multifaceted, let's put it like that. So there is what we call medical treatment and then there's surgery.
Surgical. Yeah.
So we are advocating for surgical intervention because it is actually a surgical disease. So when you have surgery done, once surgery is successful and the main aim of surgery is to ensure that we are controlling the pressure.
Okay.
So we create an alternate channel through which the aqueous humor will drain through so that the pressure doesn't build up in the eye.
Okay.
So once that surgery is successful, you are supposed to stay off the drops because the pressure will remain controlled.
Yeah.
Occasionally, like in every other thing, there can be a few times where you may still have to instill some drops in the eye. But generally, after surgical intervention and the creation of the alternative route,
You should be okay.
you should be fine.
Now, I guess the question that comes is who's at risk? Is it every one of us?
Everybody.
Is it genetic?
Yes. But every Ghanaian is at risk because we carry the African Cup. So every Ghanaian is at risk.
Okay.
Then if you find yourself a Ghanaian, 20 years, go to the eye clinic and check your eye.
Okay. I'm quite fascinated by this thing that you're saying because what is it about us within the borders of this geographical Ghana that makes us predisposed to glaucoma more than, say, Nigeria, more than, say, Congo?
Okay.
What is it? What could it be?
Like we have said, it's genetic. So genetic, we cannot, unless we have to now go deep into the origin of where we came from and where
so
we
it's
landed.
somehow within our genes, it's something that we have.
Yes, it's genetic. And then there are places too which are endemic. The northern part of Ghana especially, and then the Akwapim range.
Okay.
People there, they do have very serious glaucoma. But every Ghanaian is at risk.
Let me ask. Would you say that, again, this age-old question of nature versus nurture, right? Would you say that in your studies, and I don't know if you have found it or not, but people, let's say, because I'm from Akwapim region, right? But I haven't never lived there. I travel in and out, now and again, but I've never lived there. Is it, if you found a group or a cluster of, say, 1,000 people from Akwapim region who don't live in Akwapim region versus those who live there, would you tend to find that they who live there currently and have lived there all their lives, the rate of glaucoma amongst them will be higher than those who are also from there but have not lived there? What would you think? What would you think?
Okay, so currently, Because of this challenging question you are asking, there's a larger study ongoing. So it's ongoing in Ghana, Nigeria, and I think 3 other African countries.
Okay.
Attempting to answer this very important question about why people with more melanin tend to have a higher chance of developing glaucoma. There have been a number of studies, but they have been a bit more small scale. But this one is larger, and then we are hoping that by the time that study is done, we would have more definite answers to some of these. That is why the aim of the Glaucoma Week celebration is for advocacy.
Okay.
Because everybody is at risk. Okay. I must add that glaucoma can occur in children. Yes, so it's actually a spectrum.
Wow.
Glaucoma can occur in newborn babies. Glaucoma can occur in children, yes. But we have glaucoma in adults also, which is more common and tends to
How
cause...
severe can it be in children?
Okay, so when you have glaucoma in a child, it can occur in a newborn child. When not treated early, they can lose vision very early. So yes, it can be quite severe.
So to add to that, that glaucoma in children, you know, because the pressure is building up, when a child has glaucoma, the eyeball of the child is still growing. Yeah. So the skin of it, the white part, which is the sclera, is still soft. Yeah. So when pressure builds up in the eye, it makes the eyeball look big.
So
when you see a child, when you see a child with big eyeballs, you know, some people like big eyeballs. Yeah. When they say, oh, wow, this child has big eyeballs. No, please. Please. If the eyeball is bigger than normal, please take the child to the ophthalmologist.
Don't get overexcited.
No. It could be glaucoma. And like I said, there's no symptom. The child doesn't feel any pain. So if you just keep it and admire the bigness of the eyeball, by the time you realize the child is not seeing again.
So this is a very good advice to people who have taken big eyes as a beauty symbol, you know, a significance of beauty. Anyway, let's, you mentioned the various treatment options, either medical or surgical. I heard your preference for the surgical, you know. Is there a stage at which you can't do surgical and you can only go with the medical?
Yes and no. So unfortunately, when it's advanced, there's something, so it's a disease that is categorized. So when it's very advanced, so you have an advanced form of glaucoma, it's typically not advisable to go and doing surgery. Okay. And unfortunately, in our parts and in our practice, we tend to find a lot of people with advanced glaucoma. So you would have someone waking up one morning, incidentally just shutting, maybe rubbing one eye in an attempt to shut it, and realize that, wow, my other eye cannot see. And it's very common. God in his wisdom made us binocular. Yeah. So people function on both eyes. Yeah. So most people would not close one eye occasionally and check if the other eye can see. Yeah. And then they are in shock when they wake up one morning, close one eye, and then and the other eye cannot see. Yeah. And you know, and by then you are digging towards advanced disease. Yeah. You get it. What we are advocating for is for people to get their eyes checked. Every year, if you can. It saves you a lot of trouble. It saves you a lot of sudden discoveries of things that may have been long-standing, but you didn't pick it up just because you are functioning on both eyes at the same time.
Just to add to that, there's also another school of thought. When you have advanced glaucoma, actually it's good to do surgery on the other eye. This is because once one eye is gone already, the dynamics of glaucoma is that we have medical and surgical treatment. So when a person is diagnosed freshly with glaucoma, if it can be controlled with the drops, the person doesn't need surgery. So, but in our system, the drugs are becoming more expensive. Many people cannot afford. There are glaucoma drops, one drug is 200 Ghana cedis. Wow. Yes, and this you have to use every month. And there are some they use drugs which are up to 400 Ghana cedis a month. Wow. So if you are diagnosed and you are put on treatment with drops, once you cannot afford it, you go blind. So actually I was very blessed when about a year ago I saw a lady which I had seen some many years back. She was at that time she was 18. When she came, one eye was gone.
Yeah.
So I told her, surgery. We are doing surgery straight away. And we did a surgery. 20 years down the line, that eye can still see.
Wow.
But if I didn't do surgery that time, the eye would have become blind. I actually worked with one professor from Britain. We had this thing in Attetzell Military Hospital.
Yeah.
And we saw a patient coming from the village. One eye was almost blind and the other eye was good. And the professor said, that is by the British standard. You do the eye which is going blind.
Yeah.
I said, no way. Professor, if you do the eye which is blind, that patient will go home.
Yeah.
He was expecting to see. He's not seeing.
Yeah.
So he will not come back again. That's why I said at the beginning that you must know that glaucoma treatment does not improve vision.
Yeah.
It's to keep what you have.
Yeah.
So if you did the one which was going blind and he didn't see an improvement, he will not come back to the clinic.
Yeah.
And by the time he comes the next time,
the other one is also gone.
That one is gone.
You're done.
And then when he goes to the village,
Yeah.
he cannot get medicine to buy.
Yeah.
You get only these drugs to buy in the big cities. So that's why she was advocating actually for surgery.
For the surgery.
So as much as possible for our condition, the dynamics are slightly different because if you see someone coming from a village and you let the person go on drugs, he can use the first drop, but after that he won't get to buy again. Then there's no itching, there's no pain. He will remain in the village. The next time he comes, he's blind. So we go for surgery first as much as possible. But if the person can afford the drug, so we have to consider all those circumstances, whether the person can afford it.
So we have this eye pressure on the screen. What does it mean? What are we looking at?
Yeah, it's just like the body. There's pressure in the body. When the pressure goes too much, then it becomes hypertension.
High blood pressure.
High blood pressure. It creates that thing. So this one too, normal eye pressure is between 10 and 21 millimeters of mercury. When it's more than that, then it's we suspect then glaucoma. But even that one is not an issue because, like I said, glaucoma is more complex than just the pressure. Now somebody can have normal pressure and still have glaucoma. That means that his pressure is between 10 and 21, and he still has glaucoma. Okay. Yes. So that is why glaucoma treatment belongs to in the hand of the ophthalmologist. Yeah. You know, in the eye we have different cadres of workers. Okay. So we have the ophthalmic. First we have the ophthalmologist. You know, it's a mouthful. Yeah. Ophthalmologist. Yes. Ophthalmologist is someone who is a medical doctor, has finished school, and now has specialized in eye diseases. Yeah. So he treats eye medically and surgically. Then we have the ophthalmic nurse who works with the ophthalmologist. She's also a nurse who has finished general nursing and has now specialized in the eye. Then we have, so these two are medical. Then we have the non-medical parts, cadres of workers. We have optometrists and opticians. So the optometrist has gone to school. He has done something on optics. He checks the eye and prescribes glasses. The optician is the one who puts the lens into the frame. But the difficulty we are having sometimes is that the optometrist who graduate from school with doctor title. So when you see him, he's a doctor. I see. And all the machines you see in the office of the ophthalmology, he also has it. Now these ones have been trained. They have not been trained to treat glaucoma. Okay. Because glaucoma is medical. Okay. So when an optometrist sees, he's supposed to refer to the ophthalmologist. Okay. But we have it rather a lot of people who have open facilities and are optometrists and are treating glaucoma, which is very bad because it's also adding to the burden. People are becoming blind. So I'm just going to tell you that it's not about the pressure. Okay. You can check them. If you have an instrument for checking pressure and check a person's pressure and it's within 10 and 21, it doesn't mean the person doesn't have glaucoma. No. The person can have what you call normal tension glaucoma. Okay. And that one then is the ophthalmologist to handle it and will know whether he should do surgery or not. So if you go, you will say we should glaucoma awareness week. Yeah. If you want to check your eye and you are in a facility, is the eye doctor of the ophthalmologist or the ophthalmic nurse. This is what I've been trained also to treat. Okay. Doctors always work with nurses. Yeah. But if somebody is treating you, and you have to find out whether the person is an ophthalmologist or he's an optometrist. Okay. It's very, very important. I've had people who I'm like you said, I'm the head of the glaucoma working unit. Yeah. I'm also specialized in glaucoma. I've had people who come to me and they are being treated for glaucoma. It's not just about the drops. I have a young lady who came all the way from Kufuor. She's blind in one eye. And she's been using drops. As soon as I saw her, it's the same thing. I said, surgery. Okay. I've been using this drop for many years, and one eye has become blind. Yeah, wow. And she was being treated by an optometrist. So I said, no. we go to surgery, and today she's seeing the pressures are down.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important that you know the cadre of worker to go to when you want to treat glaucoma. Glaucoma is not just about the pressure. As I said at the beginning, it's a complex disease.
Yeah.
It's not just pressure.
Okay.
Pressure is just a guide. So that one you must understand. Pressure is just a guide. So some people can even have pressure of 25, no glaucoma.
Okay.
Even though the normal pressure is up to
It's
21.
yeah.
Some can have pressure of 25.
Yeah.
If you monitor him over the years, his nerve is not getting damaged. Glaucoma is about the damage on the nerve. So once the nerve is not getting damaged, the person that doesn't have glaucoma, you don't have to treat him. Because if you are treating him, number one, you are wasting his time. He's spending a lot of money to buy drugs unnecessarily.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of dynamics involved. So
in that.
when you want to treat glaucoma, it's in the hand of the ophthalmologist.
Okay, super.
The ophthalmic nurse. The optometrist can see and diagnose, but has to refer
to the
ophthalmologist.
Okay, great. The week, the glaucoma week. Are you doing anything special to celebrate? Are you doing what are you doing as a society of ophthalmologists?
Okay, so the main aim is advocacy.
Okay.
So there's a theme for the week. The world is bright, love your sight. Yes. Lovely theme. Our aim is to get people aware. Our challenge is that most people are not aware. Most people do not realize they are losing their vision. And that's what makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
So there will be a launch at the Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service, by the Ophthalmological Society tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yes.
What time?
I think it's between 9 and 10 a.m.
Okay.
Yes,
10 o'clock.
10 a.m.,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
And then at our last sitting, I was told about free surgeries for glaucoma to be carried out in stated facilities. One, Kolebu.
Okay.
Two, Wartburg Eye Services. Those surgeries are going to be carried out.
Jiram Eye Clinic.
Jiram is
Okay.
carried
You're also doing it. Okay.
Yes.
How do people get in touch with you? Are you on social media? Is there a number? How do people get in touch if they want to with the society?
Oh, okay. I think if you go online, you type Ophthalmological Society of Ghana.
Yeah.
Our logo will pop up. The numbers are there.
Okay.
And then I am at Jiram Eye Clinic.
Okay.
And you can get me personally on my personal number. I don't know whether I can give it.
You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 0244 716 347.
Okay.
And like Akofa said, we are also offering free service at Wartburg, which is at Kaswa.
Okay.
And then Kolebu.
Kolebu as well. All right. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
You're most welcome.
It's been a great conversation. I've been joined this morning. I was joined by Dr. Akofa Lassie, as well as Dr. Charles Kofi. They are both ophthalmologists, not optometrists or opticians. Yeah, they are ophthalmologists. Now, if you close your eye and you can't see, you're in trouble. Hurry up and go and see them. All right, we'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.